Clinton's campaign has been accused of running a corrupt money scheme. Of all the scandals hounding twice-failed presidential nominee Hillary Clinton, the scheme that promises to carry the most legal weight against her has escaped the notice of most mainstream liberals. But Clinton can finally expect legal fallout after her joint fundraising committee laundered huge political donations through state party offices and the Democratic National Convention, DNC, back into her own campaign's control. The Committee to Defend the President, CDP, recently filed a complaint with the Federal Elections Commission, FEC, alleging that $84 million was illegally laundered in what amounted to a Democratic Party slush fund for Clinton. Writing for Western Journalism, CDP Chairman Ted Harvey explains the brazen nature of the Hillary Victory Party, HVP, which oversaw this illicit arrangement, arguing that the latest Clinton infraction is more consequential than many of their others combined. Massive laundering scheme. Harvey, whose organization filed a 101-page complaint with the FEC, outlines the case against Clinton and the HVP, the joint fundraising committee created to raise money for the Democratic Party on behalf of Clinton. He wrote, FEC records show HVF solicited mega-donor donations, including from Calvin Klein and Family Guy's Seth MacFarlane, that were then laundered through the state parties and back to the DNC before ending up under Clinton campaign control. Based on former DNC Chairwoman Donna Brazil's public comments, the Robbie Moog memo, and our own analysis, it appears HVF either never transferred the money to state parties and back to the DNC, or did so without the state parties having actual control, and then the DNC turned the resulting slush fund over to the Clinton campaign. CDP counsel Dan Backer, an expert on campaign finance law, described how the state Democratic officers never actually had control of any of these donations. They were earmarked for the Clinton campaign from the moment that donors signed their checks away. Backer wrote, HVF bundled these mega gifts and, on a single day, reported transferring money to all participating state parties, some of which would then show up on FEC reports filed by the DNC as transferring the exact same dollar amount on the exact same day to the DNC. Yet not all the state parties reported either receiving or transferring those sums. Loophole, highly illegal, the Washington Post, an overtly progressive publication known to idolize Clinton, suggested that her campaign may have simply taken advantage of loopholes in campaign finance law, loopholes expanded after a Supreme Court by the lawyer who filed the new complaint. In other words, Republicans created this mess, according to the Post, and Clinton didn't actually break any laws. In 2013, GOP donor Sean McCutcheon successfully sued to remove FEC regulations which limited individual donations to campaigns and parties, reversing a 40-year-old ban on how much money a single donor can give away in total. A donor could now give to an unlimited number of candidates and party committees, though total sum to each was still capped. Defenders of the campaign limits argued that donors could now simply move around the $2,700 maximum donation applied to individual candidates by routing money through state party coffers. Justice Samuel Alito was unconvinced. How realistic is this? How realistic is it that all of the state party committees, for example, are going to get money and they're all going to transfer it to one candidate? The Clinton campaign must have been present in the courtroom during Alito's statement because this worst-case scenario was adopted as a fundraising strategy for the HVF. However, Democrats were not simply taking advantage of a loophole by abusing a poorly conceived law, they were breaking it. Backer, who was a part of the McCutcheon case which is credited with opening up the loophole that empowered the Clinton laundering scheme, argues that the law is clear. In McCutcheon v. FEC 134S, Court, 1434, 1455, 2014. The Supreme Court itself recognized this precise arrangement would flatly violate federal earmarking restrictions, though the court dismissed the possibility of such a flagrantly illegal scheme as unlikely to occur. Not even the Supreme Court could anticipate the extent to which the Democratic Party and its elite, wealthy donor class would commit willful felonies in a futile attempt to facilitate Clinton's election. Party of the rich. As Baker poignantly addressed in his court complaint, Democrats appear to have initiated this illegal endeavor to maximize contributions from wealthy donors. Yet, if the GOP is the party of the rich, why didn't the Trump campaign begin a similar fundraising conspiracy to capitalize on the results of their own donors' lawsuit? The truth is that while the middle class is shrinking, Democrats are increasingly finding themselves as the beneficiaries of the bourgeoisie. A report from Investors Business Daily illustrates this relationship by showing that from 1989 to 2014, wealthy donors gave Democrats $1.15 billion, while Republicans received just $736 million from the same demographic. Among the top 10 donors to both parties, Democrat donors outspend their Republican counterparts by 2 to 1. Of course, American billionaires are in love with the left. When Democrats controlled Congress and occupied the White House, an inequitable 95% of income gains went to the top 1% of earners. While most Democrats appear to be ignoring the latest Clinton scandal, wealthy liberals are certainly watching the courts closely to see how events develop. As Baker notes, these same wealthy donors were a party to the laundering scheme. Democratic donors, knowing the funds would end up with Clinton's campaign, wrote six-figure checks to influence the election, 100 times larger than allowed Baker claims. This makes the entire operation a conspiracy potentially involving hundreds of wealthy Americans, and it's time that Clinton is held accountable for it.